This secret indicator shows you the future of the price of the asset, and the crazy thing is that it is actually really accurate. In today's video, we will be showing you this new and free indicator that tries to predict the exact future of the price of an asset by looking at the price history. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to help us keep creating these free videos. Now that we have gotten that out of the way, let's start. Let's first head over to TradingView and add the indicator to the chart. Head over to the Indicator Search tab and search for the Echo indicator. Select the indicator made by Lux Algo and add it to the chart. Let's first try to understand exactly how the indicator works so that we will be able to know how we can use the indicator to enter into profitable positions. When you look at the indicator settings, you will see the following: an evaluation window, forecast mode, forecast construction, and source. The evaluation window settings refer to the window size used for finding historical observations similar or dissimilar to recent observations. The forecast window determines the forecasting horizon. The forecast mode determines whether to use historical similarities or dissimilarities in the recent price observations. The forecast construction determines how the forecast is constructed. Lastly, we have the source, which is the setting that allows us to choose the input of the forecast. Now that we know what settings are available for the indicator, let's take a look at how we can use the indicator. The indicator can be used to forecast the future trends of the asset. The indicator also indicates which historical variations have the highest degree of similarity or dissimilarity. As you can see, there are three colors that are being plotted on the chart. The forecasting window is orange and determines the prices segment that will be used as a reference for the search for the most similar historical price segment, which is colored in green. As you can see here, the gray area is the total evaluation zone, then the green area shows you the most similar part within this gray area when comparing it with the orange reference area. I hope you understand the indicator better. Now let's take a look at when we will enter into a buy position with this indicator. As you can see here, the indicator is predicting that the price of the asset will rise. This indicates that we should enter into a buy position. We will enter into the buy position and place the stop loss at the recent swing low. For the take profit, we will target a 1.5 times risk to reward ratio. Now let's take a look at the result. Here we see that the indicator is predicting that the price of the asset will probably continue in the downtrend. So let's enter into a sell position. We will place the stop loss at the recent swing high. For the take profit, we will target a 1.5 times risk to reward ratio. Now let's see how the trade plays out. Even though this indicator is really good, the indicator isn't meant to be used on its own. This is confirmed by the fact that the indicator also provides losing signals when we use it on its own. So let's head over to the Indicator Search tab and add the other indicators to the chart to make this strategy even more profitable. First, navigate to the Indicator Search tab and search for the SSL Hybrid indicator. Select the indicator made by Mikkel and add it to the chart. The second indicator that we will be adding to the chart is the Volume Oscillator. Search for the Volume Oscillator indicator, select the indicator made by TradingView, and add it to the chart. Those were all of the indicators that we will need to add. To optimize the indicators for the strategy, let's change the indicator settings. First, head over to the SSL Hybrid indicator settings and click on the Inputs tab. We will be changing the baseline length from 60 to 200. After doing that, we will need to change the baseline type to McGinley, which is a type of moving average that was designed to track the market better than existing moving average indicators. Now let's click on the Style tab and change the style settings. We will be unchecking all of the checkboxes except for the bar color and MA baseline checkbox. Now let's change the Volume Oscillator settings. Head over to the Volume Oscillator style settings. We will be changing the color of the lines to make them more visible. That was all that we needed to do. Now let me show you how we will combine all of the indicators to make accurate predictions of where the price will be going. The first indicator that we added is going to act as the trend direction indicator for this strategy. This means that by using this indicator we can filter out trades that go against the greater trend. We also added the volume oscillator to the chart. This indicator will help us identify periods in the market where there is a high amount of volume. This means that this indicator will try to filter out ranging and sideways markets. And lastly, we will be using the Echo Forecast indicator as the entry signal to know exactly when to enter into a position. Now that you know how all of the indicators work and how we will be using them, let's take a look at when to enter into a position. To enter into a long position, the following conditions will need to be met. Firstly, the price must be touching the top of the forecast window. If we see that is the case, we will take a look at the forecast line. The line will need to point upwards, signaling that the uptrend will continue. Now we will need to take a look at the SSL hybrid indicator. The candlestick color will need to be blue, indicating that we are currently in an uptrend. To make sure that there is enough volume in the market, we will need to look at the volume oscillator indicator. We will know if there is enough volume if the line is above the zero line. Before entering into the position, we will first need to make sure that the forecast line won't hit the stop loss before it hits the take profit. To make sure of this, click on the position tool. We will use this tool to map out the entry. We will put the stop loss at the recent swing low. For the take profit, we will target a 1.5 times risk to reward ratio. As you can see, according to the forecast, the take profit will be hit before the stop loss is hit. Now that we know this, we will actually enter into the position. Now let's see how the trade will play out. Now let me show you a very important rule. As you can see here, the price is touching the top of the forecast window. We also see that the forecast is indicating that the price will continue in an uptrend. After taking a look at the bar color, we see that the color is blue. This means that the conditions for the SSL indicator have been met. Lastly, we take a look at the volume oscillator. We see that the volume line is above the zero line. This means that all of the conditions have been met, however we won't enter into the position. If we map out the trade and put the stop loss at the recent swing low, and we target a 1.5 times risk to reward ratio for the take profit, we will see the following. The stop loss will be hit before the take profit is hit according to the forecast. Because of this, we will not enter into the position. Now let's take a look at when to enter into a sell position. We first will need the candlestick to be touching the bottom of the forecast window. We will also need the forecast line to be pointing downwards, indicating that the downtrend will continue. If we look at the candlestick color, we see that it is also red, meaning that the SSL hybrid conditions have been met. The same goes for the volume oscillator, because we can see that the volume line is above the zero line. Now that all of the conditions have been met, let's map out the trade to make sure that we won't get stopped out based on the forecast line. We will place the stop loss at the recent swing high, and for the take profit, we will target a 1.5 times risk to reward ratio. As you can see, according to the forecast line, our stop loss won't be hit before the take profit is hit. So let's actually enter into the trade. Now let's see how the trade plays out. As you can see, the trade was very profitable. Overall, this seems like such an interesting and advanced indicator. I think that the author of the indicator did a great job of creating it. By combining the indicator with the other ones, we are also able to create a profitable strategy to use alongside it.
If this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of our new videos.